The Caribbean Sea is a region full of mysteries and stories about lost treasures. One of the most intriguing tales is that of a ship lying on the seabed, laden with a treasure worth no less than 14 billion euros. This ship, which sank centuries ago, has since attracted countless treasure hunters and adventurers. In this blog, we dive deep into the history, discoveries, and stories surrounding this legendary ship. The story of the sunken ship begins in the early 18th century, an era in which European powers were vying for control of the seas and the wealth of the New World. The ship, whose name is still a matter of speculation, is believed to be a Spanish galleon carrying gold, silver, and gemstones from the colonies in South America to Spain. These ships were often heavily armed and escorted by warships to protect them from pirates and enemy navies. The galleon, a type of ship renowned for its enormous cargo capacity and armament, was a floating treasure chest. These ships formed the backbone of the Spanish fleet that transported the riches of the New World to Europe. The Spanish crown relied on these treasures to finance their empire, and each lost ship meant a significant financial blow. According to historical sources, the galleon departed from Cartagena, Colombia, in 1708, destined for Spain. The cargo consisted of gold, silver, and emeralds, all sourced from the mines of Peru and Colombia. During the crossing of the Caribbean Sea, however, the ship was attacked by an English fleet. After a fierce sea battle in which both sides suffered heavy losses, the Spanish ship was severely damaged and eventually sank to the bottom of the sea, along with its precious cargo. The attack on the ship was not just a random encounter, it was a planned assault by the English Navy, who were after the Spanish treasures. The galleon's captain tried to escape, but the English were well prepared. The ensuing sea battle was intense and bloody, and ultimately the galleon could not withstand the superior force. With the sinking of the ship, not only a fortune in riches was lost, but also countless lives. From the moment the ship sank, stories about the treasure began to circulate. Early attempts to find the wreck were hampered by a lack of accurate maps and technology. Yet adventurers and treasure hunters did not give up. Driven by tales of survivors and the hope of wealth, many risked their lives in the dangerous waters of the Caribbean Sea. The first treasure hunters were often pirates and adventurers looking for quick money. They used primitive diving equipment and basic navigation techniques. Although their efforts often came to nothing, they did not give up. Their stories and failures were passed down from generation to generation, keeping the legend of the sunken galleon alive. With technological advancements in the 20th and 21st centuries, treasure hunters gained new tools. Sonar, magnetometers, and underwater robots have significantly changed the search for the wreck. In 2015, an international team of researchers announced that they had found the wreck of a Spanish galleon believed to be the ship that sank in 1708. The exact location is kept secret for security reasons, but it is somewhere near the coast of Colombia. The discovery was the result of years of effort and collaboration between various scientific and commercial organizations. The researchers used advanced techniques to map the seabed and search for signs of the wreck. When they finally stumbled upon the remains of the ship, it was a moment of triumph and awe. The find was not only a victory for the treasure hunters but also for science, as it provided new insights into the shipbuilding and maritime history of the 18th century. The treasure aboard the sunken galleon is estimated to be worth 14 billion euros. This amount is based on the current market value of the precious metals and gemstones on board. Besides the financial value, the treasure also represents immense historical and cultural value. The items aboard can provide insight into the trade and life of the 18th century, as well as the relationship between European powers and their colonies. The ship's cargo included not only gold and silver but also precious jewels, artworks, and religious relics. These items were destined for wealthy European families and churches, and their loss meant a significant cultural and financial drain. It is the combination of material and immaterial value that makes this treasure so special. The discovery of the treasure has led to numerous legal and ethical issues. Who has the right to the treasure? Is it the Colombian government, since the wreck is in their territorial waters, or is it the Spanish government since the ship was originally from Spain? There are also discussions about the ethical aspects of salvaging the treasure. Should the treasure be displayed in a museum, or do the descendants of the original owners have a right to part of it? The legal battle over the treasure is complex and ongoing. International treaties and national laws play a role in determining ownership rights. Spain claims that the galleon was property of the Spanish crown, and that the treasure therefore belongs to them. Colombia, on the other hand, argues that the wreck lies in their waters and is thus their cultural heritage. These legal issues must be resolved before the treasure can be salvaged and displayed. The potential salvage of the treasure could bring significant economic benefits to Colombia. The tourism sector could benefit from the increased interest in the wreck and the treasure, similar to the effects that the discovery of the Titanic wreck had. Moreover, the sale of the treasure or parts of it could mean a huge financial boost for the region. Local economies in coastal areas could receive a boost from an influx of tourists and researchers. Hotels, restaurants, and tourist attractions could benefit from the growing interest in the sunken galleon. Additionally, investments in underwater archaeology and maritime museums could create new jobs and educational opportunities. Besides the economic benefits, the cultural and scientific value of the treasure is enormous. Archaeologists and historians would have unprecedented opportunities to study the items and gain new insights into the maritime history and trade routes of the 18th century. Museums worldwide could benefit from exhibitions of the treasure, contributing to public education and fascination. The discovery of the galleon provides a wealth of information about shipbuilding techniques, trade routes, and daily life aboard an 18th century ship. Each object recovered can tell a story about the people who used it and the time in which they lived. These scientific discoveries can contribute to a deeper understanding of our history and culture, education and inspiration. The discovery of the treasure can also be a source of inspiration for future generations. Schools and universities can benefit from the opportunity to involve students in the research of the wreck and the treasure. Educational programs and exhibitions can inspire children and young people to pursue careers in archaeology, maritime history, or other scientific disciplines. Stories about the discovery of the treasure can ignite a sense of adventure and curiosity in people of all ages. Although the wreck has been located, the treasure has not yet been salvaged. Current and future expeditions will focus on the delicate task of securing the treasure without damaging the wreck. This requires advanced technology and collaboration between various international teams of experts. Modern expeditions use advanced underwater robots, diving equipment, and 3D mapping techniques to chart the wreck and salvage the treasure. These technologies allow researchers to work safely and efficiently while preserving the integrity of the wreck. The salvage process can take years, depending on the complexity of the operation and the condition of the wreck. Preservation of heritage. An important aspect of future expeditions is the preservation of heritage. The discovery of the galleon offers a unique opportunity to deepen our understanding of history. It is crucial that the treasure is handled with care, and that the history and culture associated with it are respected and preserved for future generations. Conservators and archaeologists work closely to ensure that the recovered items are carefully documented, preserved, and displayed. This process requires specialized knowledge and expertise, as well as a commitment to heritage preservation. By working together, scientists and historians can ensure that the treasure remains a valuable source of information for future generations. The story of the sunken galleon in the Caribbean Sea, laden with 14 billion euros in treasures, is an epic saga of adventure, courage, and discovery. It reminds us of the rich history and mysteries hidden in the oceans of our world. As the search for the treasure continues, it offers us not only the possibility of financial wealth, but also cultural and scientific enrichment. The legend of this ship will undoubtedly continue to capture the imagination of people around the world for many years to come. Footnote: the discovery of the wreck and the treasure on board is a significant moment in the history of maritime archaeology. It emphasizes the importance of collaboration between countries and experts in various fields to discover and preserve our shared history. Whether the treasure will ever be fully recovered remains a question, but the search itself is a testament to the human spirit of adventure and discovery. The sunken galleon in the Caribbean Sea is more than just a treasure. It is a time capsule that connects us with an era of grand discoveries and perilous sea voyages. The stories and lessons we can glean from this find are invaluable and deserve to be handled with care and respect. By understanding and cherishing our history, we can build a richer and more informed future.